with Students I Choose WUM podcast.
Hi, my name is Malina. I work here at the Warsaw Medical University, and I'm here joined with three students. Could you please introduce yourself?
Of course. So my name is Michail Koutentakis, and I'm in my fourth year of medicine. I was born and raised in Greece originally, and yeah, that's all for me.
My name is Tane Kim, and I'm in fourth year, and I study medicine in Medical University of Warsaw. I'm from South Korea.
My name is Mike Lee. I'm in my fifth year of dentistry, which is the last year. I was born in Canada, but my family is from Taiwan.
Great. So I'm here to talk to you guys about your studies. So we can start with the first year. And why did you choose to study here?
This is actually a very good question. So I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I was always interested in medicine because of my actual desire to help people and actually provide an impact on their lives. But I did decide to study in WUM because of the excellent reputation that it has in the medical field, and also its commitment to providing top quality education to its students.
Did you come to Poland before applying?
Yes, I was in Krakow, I think twice before I come to medicine at WUM. Yes.
I think that's interesting because I've never been to Poland or even Europe before applying here. So it was a completely strange environment for me.
Yeah, I totally understand that. What about you, Tane?
I wanted to study in Europe. I want to get out from my comfort zone and start studying abroad. And then I read a lot of good comments about these universities, and then I thought, maybe I'll try the pre-med here, and I really like the pre-med, and then I started to continue medicine in Medical University of Warsaw. And what about you?
That's kind of amazing, actually, because I didn't have a pre-med. I did an academic course in my own country and just took the exam after studying biology, chemistry, and physics, and that was it.
Yeah, for me, I went right after high school, so I didn't do any preparatory course or pre-med. I just simply heard that there is a high school entry program in dentistry in Poland. There are a couple of schools in Poland that offer this, and I just decided to apply to Warsaw right after I graduated.
Fair enough.
And after you started your first year, during the first year, do you have any practical classes?
So during the first year, not really as far as I'm concerned. I didn't have any practical class. The only thing that we did was having some contact with some patients during the addiction medicine classes. But that was it, because we didn't really have the chance to examine the patient, but just not hands-on things, just to talk to them and take their medical history. That's all.
I mean, we do have hands-on in the anatomy lab where we work on cadavers, as well as the microscopic classes in histology. But if we're talking about patient encounters, that comes around the third year.
So yeah, I'd say this question is a bit general, but yes, as Mike Lee said, we did have the contact with the anatomy department in this case, but we didn't have the opportunity to practice on the
Yes, but every year
cadavers, yes.
during summer practice, we get to practice in the hospital. You can apply for any country abroad, or even in Poland, like Pana Hospital or Pediatrics Hospital, and we can get patient contact there, contacts with the patients there. You can examine the patients, talk to the patient, learn more about the studies. Yeah.
It's an opportunity mostly given by the different associations in our university.
Yeah, you guys mentioned anatomy. So anatomy and histology are notorious here. I feel like they're famous for being super hard.
Certainly.
So is it true that the exams are really that hard?
Certainly it is. Both anatomy and histology can actually be very challenging, but it is okay to find them challenging. That's where the consistent effort comes. You need to be consistent. You need to have this perseverance to continue. And if it is difficult or not, this actually depends on the person. It's how you receive it and how you're gonna work for it. So I wouldn't say I'd say it's neither difficult nor easy.
So my next question is actually about how you felt adjusting to the educational system here in Poland, and maybe you can also give future students some advice on how you adjusted and how you handled studying in a different country.
I feel like, as Michael said, the consistency is the key, because if you miss out like 1 week of studying anatomy or histology, then it's hard to like make up for it. So I think you need to study like every week, every day, given hours and given materials. And you have to like repeat the things that you learned before, so that you won't forget. I think if you do it like consistently for a year, then it will be okay for the exam.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference from high school is that you are in charge of your own learning. No one's gonna push you to study. You have to be on top of your classes. You need to show up. You need to go to your exams. No one's gonna remind you or give you any chances. Like first years always ask us like, how do we study? And I just like to describe like medicine is such a broad subject, and it's like a marathon. If you do a little bit every day, it's like easy for you at the end or simple for you at the end. But if you're just cramming at the last minute, of course it's going to be difficult.
You guys mentioned that you started having contact with patients in the third year, right? So can you say anything more about that?
Yeah, of course. Starting the third year, right? Because the first year wasn't that easy to have contact. Also, like the pandemic came, and for me personally and Dane, and our second year was online. So starting third year, we had contact with patients. For me, it started, probably for Dane as well, it started when we had pediatric classes. We had the opportunity to examine patients, the children especially, and that was a wonderful experience. And this experience was given by our own teachers, and the teachers were always there to help us and to learn everything, to teach us actually everything that they knew. So that was very important and very helpful.
Yeah, so I study in dentistry, and we also start in the third year. So in third year, we have this class called conservative dentistry, and that is where we start admitting patients. So our school has a clinic in the dentistry building, and we simply just practice as dentists. And I think the first patient is always every dental student's memory. Like I still remember my first patient, which was just a really simple scaling patient, but I was so nervous. And yeah.
I think that makes sense, right? Everyone has like the first patient in this. It's getting very overwhelming, like during.
Yeah.
But that's life, I guess, and that's medicine.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Actually, I feel like WUM is known for having those modern facilities and teaching stuff. And do you feel like this is important for students and makes it easier for you guys to learn here?
Yeah, actually, I feel like WUM, they let us do many things with the patient. They let us examine the patient. They let us always ask the questions from ourselves. They mostly supervise, not do everything for us. So there's always day by day there's something to learn, and there's always something to study at home, and there's always something that I take home, like a take-home lesson. And I get to more get attached to the patients, understand them more about their concerns. So I think it's a very good university to have a lot of clinical experiences.
I totally agree.
Yeah, for dentistry, we work in a building that was opened in 2019. So in my second year, where all the departments, they moved to this new building, and I really like it. And I think it's quite important, especially in dentistry, to have modern chairs, modern materials to work with.
Yeah, indeed. Dentistry is a wonderful building, honestly. But medicine is a wonderful building as well. Like, all the buildings are nice in Warsaw in general, but like it's mostly what gives you, what these buildings have to give you, actually.
Yeah.
And the teaching part, yes.
What is your favorite part about studying here?
Okay, also a good question. I would say the innovative research initiatives that they give. There is a lot of research going on and you have to fight for it. You have to shadow doctors to get it. It's not that easy, but it gets easier along the way. Yeah, this is my favorite thing, I think, of all. It's research, and also the fact that they have the practical classes and the practical experiences that you can get, the hands-on experience that you can get, usually starting from the third year, as I mentioned. This is the most important for me.
Yeah, for me, definitely like the clinical skills we gain as well as the hands-on experience. I think especially for dentistry, it's really important. So starting from third year, like I said, we started taking patients, and by the fifth year, the final year, which we are now, like essentially the majority of the classes are just clinical classes. So I think that is quite important in choosing a school as well, like how much practice you can get to prepare you for professional life.
I feel like in WUM, like we get a lot of freedom. Like after hours, we can choose what we are going to study about. We can choose either to go for duties. I like that in our university, like they offer a lot of duties. So we can go to any department after class and practice our Polish, practice our medical skills. And I think it's a very good opportunity. Yeah.
I can certainly tell you that, especially for surgery, you will for sure get hands-on experience if you just, what I said, shadow the doctors and ask them kindly and genuinely, I would like to help you, I would like to assist you. Like, I'm coming from my surgery classes, as you can see, so I can say that with no doubt.
That's great
Undoubtedly,
advice, I feel
yeah.
like. Yeah. And you also look great in your scrubs.
Oh, thank you. That was a nice compliment.
We admit many students each year and from all around the world, and I feel like this is such a diverse environment. Do you enjoy that about studying here?
Yes, definitely. You get to know so many cultures and so many languages that it's honestly so easy to get lost. Like at the end of the day, you get lost. It's just amazing. I think when me and Dana started, we had around 41 different countries.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it. I definitely love it. That's so interesting.
Like
Yeah.
I was told there was students from more than 70 countries actually in like the whole English programs.
Yeah, that's...
And like there really isn't no like dominant like ethnicity or group of people. So I think that's also
Exactly.
pretty nice.
Like, if you don't call this diversity and inclusivity, what are you gonna call exactly? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome. I actually envy you guys because I feel like it's a great experience to experience many cultures and get to know people from all around the world. So 6 years, you study 6 years, 5 years for
yeah.
dentistry. That's a long time, and that's a long time to make friends as well. So do you feel like you've made some valuable relationships here?
Yes, I have. As you can imagine, and as you already know, we in general we are tied. We have tight relationships, but it's not always like that. We have to be honest here that you need to carry on and go ahead with your life sometimes and choose who you're gonna keep in your life and etc. But in the beginning, it's always good to have friends, and you will always have friends because they're here for you, they're here to study with you, they're here to cooperate with you, and this is amazing.
Yeah, I think it's so important, especially in the first year, to have this like social support where like you're just transitioning to like a new medical curriculum, maybe a new country. Like I know I definitely adapted better because of like my Polish friends or like people who have been to Poland before. We've like studied together, we hang out together, and I think it really helps a lot, especially in the first year.
Yeah, it does.
Yes, I think I made like very valuable friends here, and I think it's very important, especially in a new country, to adapt and adjust. And I'm very glad to meet these kind of friends. And I like it very much because we are like in like various we are mixing with people from various countries, and I get to learn a lot about their culture, and it really broadens my horizons. Like, makes me have like broader view about things, and I can see things from the different perspectives. So I think it's like a very valuable experience that I'm having.
For me, I started having more friends in my second year, to be honest, because my first year I was very focused on actually passing my exams, because I can tell you that it's not that easy, but you need to go for it and just say, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna fight for this and it's gonna be okay. You have to say this. At the end of the day, you have to say it's gonna be okay, and you have to fight for it.
I'm gonna quickly change the subject to what would you do after you get your diploma here? Because you have to sit an exam and you have to do some internships. And can you say anything about that?
So, about the Warsaw Medical University, right? So we get a diploma and we are officially recognized as doctors. This is called Dyplom Lekarski, I think. It's the doctor's diploma. So having this diploma, you're considered a doctor, lekarz, as they say in Polish, and you're officially an MD. But then it depends on what you want to do in your life. If you have decided, for example, to go to the States, to the United States, and study there and do your residency here and live there or whatever, this means that you have to get the USMLE exam in order to be admitted there and to work there and to shadow doctors there. So depends on what you want to do, I can say.
Because here in Poland you have to do LEK exam, right?
Yeah, in Poland you have to do the LEK exam too.
A Polish exam and an internship, right?
A Polish exam, which I can say that it has become a bit more difficult this year. We have to be honest about it. But yeah, it gives you great opportunities after you pass this exam.
For me, I'm going to do the LEK, and then I'll do the stage, the internship, and I'll do the Polish medical language exam, and then I'll be fully licensed in Poland. And then I'm thinking of going back to Korea, but then I think it's a very open door in our university. You can go to any country you want, anywhere in Europe, anywhere like England, America. It all depends on you. It all depends on your ability and how much you studied. So
you can go to the EU. You can go to the UK. You can go to the US, Canada. You can go actually everywhere. It's recognized everywhere, I think.
Yeah, so for me, I'm planning to go back to Canada. So once I graduate, I have my diploma, I'll just go sit the equivalency process. So it is a series of 3 exams that recognizes that you're at the level of a Canadian graduate, dental school graduate. Then I sit the normal dental exams the Canadians sit, and then I will be fully licensed in Canada.
Great. I think we ran out of time, so thank you guys.
With Students I Choose WUM podcast.